everyone, welcome to grade 6 MYP Biology. So we're starting our first lesson and today we're going to talk about leaves, stems and roots. So let's get started. So basically, the parts of the plants are made of roots, stems, leaves and flower and fruit as well, but the flower turns into a fruit after fertilization. Maybe you know from your previous science lessons. So let's find out their functions, why the plants need roots, stems, leaves and flower. So first of all, functions of the root. As you know, the function of the root is to take water and nutrients from the soil. And it distributes it to leaves, to the stem and flower and fruit, as well as the anchor plant. So the roots actually of the plant going deeper and deeper in the soil and keep the plant standing still. That is how the plants are actually standing still. They're storing food, such as we can give an example of a beetroot or a carrot. They're actually not a fruit, but they're actually stored form of the roots that we are eating, actually the root when we are eating carrot and beetroot. So we have got two types of roots. There are the taproot and fibrous root. Taproot is the main root and found mainly in dicots. And the big trees we can find the taproot. Fibrous root is like no single roots grow larger than the rest, and it helps prevent the erosion of the soil. And in the example of the fibrous root, we can give grasses as well. The second part of the plant is a stem. It can be green, or in the big plants you can see that it's a brown or a gray. So it also transports water and solute between leaves and roots. It produces store materials necessary for life, and in some plants stems have become adapted for specialized functions, such as in desert cactus stem. So their stem are adapted to store more water, just because they are inhabiting in deserts, they need more water to store it. Functions of leaves, that is the main photosynthetic organ. So it is the main organ which makes food, and as well as it conduct the gas exchange and it conduct transpiration system. That is how plants are actually stay cool even if in a hot summer day. So this is how it happens, and the functions of the leaves are more and more and very important. How do plants get the food they need? So we've always talked about that plants are always making their own food, but how that's possible? We will not see that plants are eating something or plants are going to the supermarket to do the shopping, but how is that possible that they get their own nutrition? So it's just because of the photosynthesis. What is photosynthesis? It's the process of chemical reaction that uses light energy. Plants are using the light energy from the sun, the carbon dioxide from the air, and water from the soil, and they make it into glucose, which means it's food for the plants. Photo means light, synthesis means putting together. So photosynthesis just means putting together with light. So here now, let's watch a video about parts of a plant.
Our topic for today is parts of a plant. A plant has many different parts that perform various functions. The two main parts of the plant are the root and shoot. Root usually grows under the ground, while shoot usually grows above the ground. The shoot has different parts called the stem, leaves, flowers, and fruits. The stem is the stalk of the plant. It helps the plant to stand upright. It carries water and minerals from the roots to the leaves and carries food prepared by the leaves to the different parts of the plant. Branches are parts that grow from the stem. Leaves grow on the stem and branches. They are usually green due to the presence of chlorophyll, which helps them to prepare food. Leaves have small openings called stomata, through which plants take in and give out air. Flowers are the reproductive parts of the plant. They come in different shapes, sizes, and colors. By the process of pollination, many flowers develop into delicious fruits, which are eaten by us. Roots help to anchor the plant to the ground. They absorb the water and minerals required for the growth of the plant.
So today also we're going to talk about the extra organs of plants. So today we're going to talk about the mangrove tree. So it's a shrub or a small tree that grows in a coastal, saline or brackish water. Mangroves are salt-tolerant trees and also called halophytes and are adapted to life in harsh coastal conditions. Their roots are adapted to go up in the air and take oxygen from the air just because of they're adapted to live in a low oxygen conditions or the waterlogged mud. So as you see here, you can see the mangrove tree forest. Okay, guys. So the second extra organs we're gonna talk about the Japanese daughter. As you say, Japanese daughter is a parasitic actually plant, which has like a long, thin stems, and they are actually invading the other plants. While they are invading other plants, they are actually taking their leaves and they're actually eating and feeding on the leaves of the other plant. This is actually one of the most parasitic plants in the world. It doesn't have any leaves or roots, but it has the stem, and so you can find it. It usually was in the Asia, but now you can find it in all over the world. So today also we're going to talk about some experiments which has been done over the plants, and one of them is the Jean-Baptiste von Hellmans. He performed the classic willow tree experiment. Why he did that? So he wondered, and he asked himself one question. So do all the trees just eat soil, or do they always feed on just water and become bigger? So what he did, he studied the plant growth by weighing a small tree, some oil and a pot. He take pot and just a little willow tree and soil. So he watered the tree regularly. After several years, he removed the tree and reweighed the tree soil and pot. What did he discover? The weight of the pot did not change. The weight of the soil decreased just 100 grams. The weight of the tree increased. And what did he conclude? Plants only need water to grow. But because at that time he didn't know about the photosynthesis processes, that's his experiment. He took the 90 kilogram of the soil in a pot, 2.25 kilogram of the willow tree. So during 5 years, he just only watered that plant. And after 5 years, he realized that the soil in the pot is just decreased to only 100 grams, but the plant becomes 76.1 kilogram. That is really huge, and he couldn't answer this dilemma and the mystery. So he realized, he just concluded his experiment that plants need only water. So this is one Hellmans tree when he planted it. This is one Hellmans tree after 5 years, and the tree after 5 years out of its pot to show the roots. So here we've got the video about the photosynthesis and one Hellman experiment. Let's watch this one.
Comes from a star, the sun. Light must travel 160 million kilometers to reach Earth, where plants capture this light energy and convert it to chemical energy in the form of sugars. This biochemical process is called photosynthesis. The summary equation for photosynthesis is shown here. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere plus water in the presence of light and chlorophyll found in plants produces sugars and releases oxygen into the atmosphere as a byproduct of these reactions. Plants and other photosynthetic organisms like algae are termed autotrophs because they can make their own food, while animals, termed heterotrophs, must obtain their food from other sources. During the metabolism of food molecules, animals and plants give off carbon dioxide and water. This is the aquatic plant Elodia, which is undergoing photosynthesis. Mouse over the bubbles on the leaves to identify their chemical nature. These bubbles are the oxygen gas that is being released during photosynthesis. When the Earth was formed several billion years ago, its atmosphere did not contain oxygen. The development of an oxygen-containing atmosphere only occurred after photosynthesis had evolved in the earliest prokaryotic organisms. Eukaryotic plants eventually evolved from aquatic ancestors, green algae, and formed the oxygen-rich atmosphere that the Earth currently possesses. The concept that some organisms can manufacture their own food was not an intuitive idea to the scientific thinkers of the 17th century. Animals could easily be observed eating various foods, a type of nutritional acquisition known as heterotrophy. But how did plants get their food? In the 17th century, Jan Baptista van Helmont, a Belgian physician and scientist, constructed an experiment to test how plants feed. This is how he described his experiment.
I took an earthen vessel in which I put 200 pounds of earth that had been dried in a furnace, which I moistened with rainwater, and I implanted therein the trunk or stem of a willow tree, weighing 5 pounds, and at length 5 years being finished, the tree sprung from thence, did weigh 169 pounds, and about 3 ounces. But I moistened the earthen vessel with rainwater or distilled water, always when there was need, and it was large and implanted into the earth, and lest the dust that flew about should be commingled with the earth. I covered the lip or mouth of the vessel with an iron plate covered with tin, and easily passable with many holes. I computed not the weight of the leaves that fell off in the 4 autumns. At length I again dried the earth of the vessel, and there were found the same 200 pounds, wanting about 2 ounces. Therefore 164 pounds of wood, barks, and roots arose out of water only.
Of course, Van Helmont's conclusion was wrong, because he was unaware of the exact composition of air and that the weight gain had actually occurred because the plant had used the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere to form sugars or tree meat.
So here we have the review part. You're going to answer all these questions. What are the parts of the plant, function of the roots, stems, leaves, so how the plants grow and feed on. You're going to answer all these questions. If you cannot answer one of them, go back to the slide and recap once more. So thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Bye bye.